Blitzscaling. Book by Reid Hoffman. How to build a valuable company at warp speed. Have you ever looked at a wildly successful company and wondered, how did that take off so fast? Or, I could have thought of that. We're often baffled by the success of global sensations like Google, Apple, Amazon, and Uber, and we wonder how they did it. Reid Hoffman's critical analysis is here to tackle that question. Blitzscaling, 2018, exists to examine a concept as unique as the word which describes it. By analyzing a revolutionary practice known as blitzscaling, Hoffman examines the success secrets that drive the world's most powerful startups. Introduction. This is not your grandpa's business market. You have only to take a quick look at the stock market to conclude that the world's dominant tech giants have engineered a seismic shift in the status quo. Gone are the days of Coca-Cola, General Electric, and ExxonMobil's reign. Today, we're ruled by the empires of Apple, Google, Amazon, and Facebook. It's easy to look at this revolution and make a surface observation that tech companies are dominating the market because the new generation prioritizes technology. But that doesn't quite address the big picture. So, how can we explain the $3.5 trillion worth of the world's most successful tech companies? And how did their success balloon so quickly? The author argues that there is only one explanation: blitzscaling, and over the course of this summary, we'll find out what that means. Chapter 1. What is blitzscaling? If this book's title sounds like a made-up word, that's because it kind of is. Because language is an inherently fluid thing that constantly evolves to meet the needs of human communication. The word blitzscaling was invented to describe a phenomenon that we couldn't articulate with the words already available. And as you can see, it's comprised of two separate words, blitz and scaling. You already know what scaling means. You probably think of it in mountain climbing terms, as in the phrase, scale the mountain. This, of course, means to soar quickly and skillfully to the top. But scaling is also shorthand in the business world. It's short for the phrase scaling up, which means to grow or expand in a proportional and profitable way. Achieving proportional success is important because it means that you're growing in an equal and sustainable way. When your growth is proportional, you're able to ensure that you have the resources and employees necessary to keep up with the expansion as you sell more goods or services. After all, that makes a lot of sense, right? Having a product that everyone wants is useless if you don't have the manpower necessary to manufacture and deliver that product. For example, let's imagine that you want to run a coffee shop. Maybe you started by operating out of your coffee truck in the city center, and you've been doing pretty well. You haven't had to worry about the cost of renting a building for your business or hiring employees. It's just you and your coffee truck, and you're raking in profit hand over fist. But what if you wanted to expand? What if your ultimate goal is to become the next better Starbucks? To accomplish that goal, you're going to have to relinquish the solo coffee truck model that's worked so well for you and invest in new forms of growth. For example, you'll now need to rent or buy a physical space for your business, or maybe even a fleet of coffee trucks. You're going to have to hire employees, and you'll need enough cups, beans, and coffee supplies to keep everybody busy. But what if you decided not to do this? Let's say you still wanted to maintain control of the business yourself for right now and avoid hiring anybody else. What would happen? Well, if your expansion generated the success you wanted, and you were on your way to becoming the next Starbucks, your company would still collapse if you lacked the manpower to fill your orders. It's physically impossible for one person to fill thousands of orders single-handedly. So even if you had a mountain of cups, coffee, and resources, you'd still lose business if you were unable to get customers their orders. So, If you don't have enough employees to help you fill orders, and you don't have additional employees available to handle your finances, HR, and customer service needs, your company will still crash and burn before you know it. But if you aimed for proportional expansion instead, that would mean that you have enough supply to meet your demand, enough manpower to fill all the orders, and you could achieve the successful expansion you were hoping for. As a result, you could quickly grow to become the #1 coffee chain in your area, and you would be able to sustain that successful streak. So, that's why you want to scale up your business. But what about the blitz part? Blitz is a German word meaning lightning. To contextualize it in practice, you can think of it as what happens when you try to do something as fast as humanly possible, or when you want to strike your target market with such a display of flash and force that you're like lightning. In short, to blitz means to do something very quickly and aggressively. So if you, as a company, attempt to blitzscale your business, that means that you're generating rapid, expansive, and sustainable growth at an aggressive and proportional pace. But now that we've looked at the definition of blitzscaling, it's time to take a closer look and consider how it functions in practice. Because although we've examined its basic definition, at its core, blitzscaling is much more than rapid and proportional growth. And over the course of the next few chapters, we're going to learn more about those extra ingredients that characterize its success.